what's up guys? We're back again with a new meta strategy created by the professional player Julesy. Right after making the deck, he pushed the top 200 in the world in just a week, beating the best players in Clash Royale, and they had no clue what was going on. New meta strategies that rise to the top of the game are few and far between. There aren't too many new meta strategies that rise to the top of the game and have this much success. But Mighty Miner and Giant Skeleton are some of the best tanks in Clash Royale. With high damage per second and high health, you're always going to be able to soak up the damage, so your Dark Goblins, Guards, and Bats are going to give your opponents a lot of pain. If you're lucky enough to play against Logbait, you're going to have double small spells with Log and Snowball, and a 3-card quick card cycle with the Mighty Miner. When Mighty Miner was released, he was by far the worst champion, but he climbed his way from worst to first as the other guys got nerfed, and he got a bit better. When he digs his way to the other side, all of your opponent's units that were supposed to counter him will get blown up in a blast. And if he locks onto a tower, there's no way that that thing's gonna last. So let's go jump straight some games with this new meta top 200 strategy and assert dominance. Thanks to everyone that's using creator code SIRTAG to support the channel. So whenever he gives us love and a little bit of luck, you know, we'll bounce it back at him with the 20 win emote, just to, you know, get him a little bit scared here. I'm going to log that as quickly as I can because I need to make sure that I don't get devoured by skeletons. Ooh, this is going to be really fun. If I Goblin Drill here, and then I go in for Bats, I can click the ability to leave the Inferno Dragon in the dust, while the Mighty Miner is going to be able to shred the Giant Skeleton. This is beautiful. I love this start, because the Goblins are doing so much damage, and he had to overcommit with an Inferno Dragon to counter a Mighty Miner that wasn't even going to stay in that side. Oh, man. I love how this deck works. If you go Mighty Miner and your opponent overcommits, then you can just apply opposite lane aggression with the Goblin Drill or the Guards or the Bats and generally get a pretty good elixir trade. So I think that first off, Mighty Miner is already difficult to deal with if you don't have good distractions. But if you're having to go for air cards or you have the wrong card cycle, you're just going to lose your entire tower to one push. Okay, so Magic Archer doesn't die to a Snowball plus a Log. I tried that out. It does, however, die to the Goblin Drill, Snowball, and Log. So if the Goblin Drill is able to get one little Goblin stab on it, that's always nice. I don't know if it kills with the splash damage, because the Goblin Drill does do splash damage. I'll have to test that out. Okay, so I'm going to go in for a Giant Skeleton here so we can snipe the Magic Archer before it locks onto our tower. Should be able to 2-tap it even without having the Magic Archer getting damage down at the start. The Giant Skeleton does a ridiculous amount of damage. It 1-taps Dark Goblins. It 1-taps Princesses. It also is able to finish off cards that you might not expect, like Dark Goblins as well. So it's really cool to have the Giant Skeleton have such high health and also have really good damage respectively for its elixir cost. He's going to have to log, and if they log or they drop any small spell to knock the Mighty Miner away, then they're going to be in dismay because then they have no log to finish off the Goblin. So usually he would want to log here when the Goblins are about to pop because it kills the Goblin Drill, and then it also finishes off the Goblins if it kills the Goblin Drill with the log. Because he wasn't able to kill the Goblin Drill with a log, short end of the story is he wasn't able to be able to deny us from taking the tower. So works really well. Oh, another really fun strategy is going in with your Mighty Miner here. And if they are able to defend that, that's cool, but if they're not able to kill the Mighty Miner, you just go and click to the other side, and it almost immediately gets on top of the other tower here. So notice how it's positioned to lock there, and it's just like, yo, what's he going to do to stop me now? Oh my goodness. Is that still tanking? How is that thing still alive? That's broken out of its mind. Yo, I'm able to push this back to the log so I don't even lose my tower here. And then I can go in for a Goblin Drill on defense and then a Snowball on top of the tower to take a 2-0 victory. And, I mean, what can I say? I love this deck. Jules, you came up with one of the best decks I've played in a long, long time. He doesn't even take a single tower. I was looking at it, I was like, maybe the Skeleton and the Bats will clutch up, but nah. This deck's defenses are just too solid. When you take both of your opponent's tower and they don't even take one, that doesn't feel very fair. All right, we got another one here. So I have no clue what this man's going to do, but it doesn't matter. We got the Giant Skeleton and the Mighty Miner. I think the Mighty Miner right now is the best champion in the game. It went from worst to first. It used to be trash, and then Clash Royale buffed it, and then they nerfed all the other champions. What are you doing? You are one wild child. Trying to go in for a Hog Rider and a Goblin Drill? You realize that that is your entire elixir bank, right? With your Inferno Dragon, you don't have anything else. So we're able to bop everything back, and then probably just get a great attack with the Dark Goblin, Guards, and Mighty Miner, and just win the game. Like, if someone overcommits into this, the Mighty Miner just does too much damage. Wait, can I click the ability again? I can click the ability and go to the other tower. Oh my gosh, I'm going to pre-snowball Skeleton Army or something. Why would you Goblin Gang there? Why would you Goblin Gang there? That doesn't even make sense. That would have made me look so cool if I could snowball your Goblin Gang where you should have dropped it. Maybe he got confused. He dropped the Goblin Gang where the Mighty Miner was, and he didn't realize that the Mighty Miner could click an ability. That's the only logical explanation, but it doesn't matter. This game is completely and utterly over. As you guys are about to witness, Hog Rider decks aren't that scary because you've got Snowball, and you've also going to have like Log to be able to push back the Hog Rider. So if you needed to be able to defend in a clutch situation, going for a Snowball plus Bats, or a Snowball plus Guards, or a Snowball plus Giant Skeleton if you really want to, and you'll stop it every single time. The other thing that I would recommend is using your Goblin Drill if you absolutely need to. It is a building after all, and a lot of people don't use it effectively against Giant Skeleton bridge spam. Like, if you're really scared about Giant Skeleton plus Hog Rider coming at you, you'll have to go in for like Goblin Drills. If you play against Electro Giant, you can go in for Goblin Drills on defense and pull the Electro Giant towards that, and then the Lightning and do a negative trade. So overall, just use your Goblin Drill on defense in clutch situations where you're just trying to defend your tower. That was a really easy win. As you can see, Mighty Miner accepts nothing but dominant W's. You better not disappoint me out here. You better give me a challenge. I'm going to Mighty Miner on the exact same side as the Royal Ghost, and we'll see what this guy's got in store. Obviously, the Mighty Miner is going to be able to destroy everything if it's a tank deck, but not necessarily if you're going to have an Electro Spirit to reset it. So I'm expecting it to be a weird P.E.K.K.A deck, if I had to guess, but we'll see if he's going to switch it up. So I'm going to go for a Goblin Drill on the right-hand side, and I can go in for Guards here with a Snowball. This will work out really, really well. Mighty Miner is able to kill almost everything, and with the Archer Queen coming at us, maybe the Guards are going to push the Mighty Miner closer to the tower. The Mighty Miner moves really fast when he's motivated by Wall Breakers or Guards. Okay, so I'm not able to get the damage that we want. Okay, so looking at the deck, it's probably going to be a Mega Knight, Archer Queen, Lightning, Ram Rider deck. That's what I'm expecting. I haven't seen the Mega Knight yet, but, you know, it would make sense. He could have P.E.K.K.A as well, but for the most part, the top ladder players will always be running Mega Knight with this version. So I'm going to go in for Bats here since the Giant Skeleton is easily able to eliminate the rest of the Royal Ghost. And it's tanking for the Goblin Drill too, so then the Goblin Drill is able to get more damage. I hate the fact that the Electro Spirit just killed everything though. That was very well played on our opponent's end. I do have to log this as quickly as I can so then the Bandit doesn't dash. I think with Guards and the log, I don't know if that gets a hit. Oh, let's go. I was like, you know, before the Ram Rider got buffed in the most recent balance changes, Ram Rider never got that hit. But maybe now. And unfortunately, that didn't work out for our opponent. Also, Guards did more damage than his Ram Rider push. Don't you feel like a fool when the measly 3 elixir investment that I drop on defense does more damage than your entire win condition? That just doesn't feel right, Ram Rider. It feels something like very wrong in this world. Also, I've been trying to record Ram Rider videos, and every single time that I try to, it just feels like an underwhelming card, so I haven't created too many of them. Maybe I'll start liking it in the future if I can run Archer Queen with it, but I've been trying to run it without champions, and I've been incredibly disappointed with it. Okay, so he's going to lose the Archer Queen 100%, there's no doubt. I can go in for a Goblin Drill here, and then go in for Bats as well. Most of his cards are not going to be a great counter to the Mighty Miner, so like, he goes Electro Spirit, that's going to be his best way of resetting it, and now he doesn't have that anymore, so he's not breaking through a Mighty Miner. That's all I gotta say. He could Ram Rider here, but it's not gonna be that scary. So he's gonna Ram Rider on the other side. That makes sense. That's what I would do too. I think I'm gonna log this so we can stop the Ram Rider from charging onto my tower and disrupt the Bandit. So I wonder if the Bandit breaks through. No, Bandit doesn't even break through that. That's dumb. Bro, I dropped 5 elixir. That was the price of your Ram Rider, and you dropped a Bandit as well. You dropped another 3, and you got nothing from that. You wasted 3 whole elixir, my man. All right, so I'm going to go and click the ability because it's going to do a lot of damage to the tower. And if you know that your Mighty Miner is going to die anyway, you might as well drop the ability to get the free damage that you would not get elsewhere. So the Mighty Miner doesn't do damage, and you spend 1 elixir for 300 damage. That's more damage than a Fireball would give you. So always go in for the Mighty Miner ability before it dies on the tower, if it's not like loading up and doing a ton of damage. If it's just starting its damage and you know it's going to die, click the ability. Don't do it if it's already ramping up its ability. All right, so I'm going to go in for a Goblin Drill here, and I'm going to go in for Bats as well. Maybe I can go in for a Giant Skeleton. I think this is probably pretty good. I just Giant Skeleton here on top of the Mega Knight and make sure it doesn't jump onto my tower. And I'm going to save Guards every single time for the bridge spam with the Ram Rider if he goes opposite side. Notice how I'm like adjusting my card cycle to deal with the spam. That's the thing that most people don't do at the lower levels. They'll like cycle the Guards here because it would make sense. Like it'd be like, oh, it's a great play, but even if it makes sense in that specific interaction, maybe it doesn't make sense in like the grand scheme of things because you need it for another card. So like Guards plus Log is going to be my safest way of stopping his split lane aggression with Bandit and then also Ram Rider. So that's what I'm doing. And if he doesn't change his card cycle, he's just in a losing battle where he's doing the same thing over and over again for me. I like that a lot. All right, I'm going to snowball this and then knock it back and then go for guards with the Ram Rider. Keep that in good card cycle. I think it will dash out of my tower for the first time, but it's all good. As long as the Archer Queen dies, that's all we're looking for. I can also Mega Knight counter with the Mighty Miner. It should lock on, and then I think with the Goblin Drill getting tanked for by the Giant Skeleton, that's what we want. That log was really bad. It's okay, but it was bad. I just want to say that it was bad because what I could have done there instead is, okay, I'll actually have to focus a little bit. Snowball this back. The log disrupted the Mighty Miner from killing the Mega Knight faster. That's what I wanted to say. All right, well, Mighty Miner here just to stop the Archer Queen. Oh, the Archer Queen did lock onto my tower. That's pretty bad for me as well. It's all good, though. I think I can go in for another Giant Skeleton to keep this in place. Going for a Dark Goblin here. If he goes Ram Rider in the same side, that means that he has to like go for a random Lightning or something. So I don't think that's going to work out for him. We'll see if he decides to. I can go for Goblin Drill, and we walk away with a very easy win. So as you guys can see, sometimes you can't break through if your opponent's got a super defensive deck like Mega Knight, but you'll get more damage than them as long as you Goblin Drill aggressively on the tower. You'll gradually chip them down, and all they'll be able to do is frown. GG, well played. Hit him up with the 20-win emote, and let's piece on to the next one. Let's see if we can keep it up. You guys already know the deal. Goblin Drill is going to be my favorite starting play with this deck. Always get some nice damage, and if my opponent has a bad card cycle, it's going to shamble their elixirs. Like, that Goblin is locking onto the tower, and you dropped a 4 elixir investment. So bad trade for you because you get no counter push with the bomb tower, and I also get 100 damage extra on you. So he's got Miner, I've got the Mighty Miner. Yeah, you're doing some damage to my tower, but you're also wasting 3 elixir, so I'll take that trade. Skeleton's out of cycle, so that means that he can't necessarily stop this that easily. I'm going to try to go for a Dark Goblin on top of the balloon, because I think in that particular placement, it should be able to target the balloon first, instead of hitting the Ice Golem, and then I'm going to snowball everything, so then... Ooh, I didn't snowball it back. I thought I was able to snowball it backward. Alright, we're going to go and click the ability. Maybe we can go and kill his other stuff and tank for the Dark Goblin so we get some extra hits. Yeah, that was a really good ability. Despite it looking stupid, as long as it tanks a couple tower shots, that means that it's like another 100 damage for each Dark Goblin hit, so it was well worth it. I wish I had snowballed in the right direction. I don't think I would have taken any damage with the Dark Goblin also hitting the balloon there. So that was a slight mishap and a slight mess up. Sometimes if you don't time your snowball perfectly, you can take some damage. And every time that you mess up, you deserve to get punished for your mistakes. So I'm here for that. Oh, wow. He snowballs instead of doing a Bard Barrel. So that's really, really good for us. If he doesn't have a snowball and cycle, I wonder if he's able to stop the Dark Goblin here. We'll lock on, and then I'm going to snowball on top of the Miner and the balloon. If I can hit them both, that would be awesome. I think that I can. Yeah, that was great. I don't know if that was worth it, though. Like, I think I could have just knocked back the balloon earlier, but I was scared of the Dark Goblin retargeting, because then the balloon would be out of range and it would lock onto the Miner, and then I wouldn't kill the balloon. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to focus on killing that balloon. I'll sacrifice the Dark Goblin. Whatever happens, happens. Yo, please kill the Giant Skeleton and have the Musketeer walk into it. I think the Musketeer is going to go and sing her own song of doom and gloom. That's awesome to see, like, Giant Skeleton kill all of your opponent's counter-pushing cards that defended it. It's like, you know, what do you get? What do you get for defending a Giant Skeleton? A horrible trade every single time. It's like the Giant Skeleton is a spiteful sir that's like, if you're going to kill me, I'm going to kill you too. You're going to make sure that you get nothing from this interaction. So don't finish me off. Let me get to my tower. Let me accomplish my goals and dreams. Splitting up your Dark Goblin and then Bats is awesome too if your opponent's only going to have Snowball and Zap because they can't hit everything. Very obnoxious for everyone that's playing against this. Dark Goblin isn't able to do enough damage to like take the tower here, but it is what it is. I want to go in for a Goblin Drill and then Dark Goblin and Bats. He's going to Miner. Does he hit everything? Not even. He just Miners in the spot that you would expect the Dark Goblin, but I drop it so high that it's just like messed up for him. I'm going to Mighty Miner here as well since the Skeletons are out of cycle. We know what he's going to do. He's going to go in for a Bomb Tower, so I want to go for Giant Skeleton instead of going for guards. Oh, well, you were supposed to Bomb Tower that, but you went in for cards that just died to Mighty Miner instead. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, the bomb's going to kill the Skeletons because I stacked up 2 Giant Skeletons, and then I can go Mighty Miner for another bomb? Wait, I have just so many bombs here. This is ridiculous. If I Giant Skeleton twice and I Mighty Miner and click the ability, I just have bombs the entire game. It's ridiculous having that type of firepower on your opponent's side of the map. They must feel so hopeless. All right, we got a game against the Phantom Push. Dude, it's time to haunt you with the most scary push you'll ever see. I feel like if we go for Mighty Miner in the back, it's not that bad because I've got guards and I can defend any bridge spam coming at me. I've also got bats for like balloons and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to go in for guards here. I wonder if I can propel and push my Mighty Miner to success. I know guards move really fast, so this could be annoying for our opponent. Oh, it's going to go and twist and turn. It's going to go and stop at the red light and then do like a quick turn right. That's not what we want to see, man. We want you to go straight towards the tower. It is what it is. Giant Skeleton's able to finish. No, can I propel the balloon? I got to push it closer to the tower. So I use my snowball so then it's in vicinity of my my tower to finish that off. I wish I logged because then maybe you would have killed the Giant Skeleton in time and then he wouldn't be able to pull it off. It is what it is. Yeah, so if he had killed the Giant Skeleton on his tower, he would have probably just lost the game. I know the bats are going to be able to get tanked for by the Goblin Drill. Wait, the goblins are outside of the poison radius. That's dumb. That's awesome. I love the fact that they're in the back. They're just like, yo, I'm not going to get hit by that poison. No toxicity today. Okay, if I go for a Dark Goblin on top of the Lava Hound, could work out in our favor. If he wants to go for a Miner, I've got guards and I've got Mighty Miner. We'll show him who the real Miner is out here, bruh. Okay, Mighty Miner's going to take the damage instead. Do I want to click the ability? It's likely better for me to go in for guards here, just to play safe and stop the Lava Hound from popping and destroying my dreams. We're going to snowball here as well to clean up all the pups. And the Dark Goblin's going to stay alive. Let's go. Let's get it. So this is definitely a matchup where you want to keep your elixir low. Every time that you have your opponent have a high elixir count, they can build up a big push with their Lava Hound and bridge spam, right? Like he can go in for a Lava Hound and then he can go in for a baby dragon or maybe a balloon. But if we're dropping our elixir when we're at 7 elixir and always making sure that our opponent's at a low elixir count, they're never going to have elixir for a Lava Hound and a balloon because the Lava Hound costs 7 elixir itself. The Dark Goblin's pushing the Mighty Miner, as you guys can see, so I'm going to get a ton of value with that. And I'm going to go and click the ability because I think that it's just worth it to immediately get onto the other tower and force out more elixir there. And then if we bait out another ground answer, what I could have done is I could have went Giant Skeleton and then go Goblin Drill. That's what my game plan was, just to make sure that our opponent's elixir was always low. Worked out pretty well. Now the Fisherman's going to go on the Giant Skeleton instead of the Goblin Drill, and the Fisherman is his best answer to Goblin Drill in his deck. So with Goblin Drill being this popular, I think that you need a couple more answers to it, my dude. Also, we're going to use the trick that I used last time, and we're going to go Mighty Miner off to the left-hand side, and then I'm going to go and click the bomb. Oh, I'm just going to 3-crown him. I shouldn't have done this. I should have went for the 3-crown with the Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner is just taking every single tower here. My man's got a Lava Hound deck with Graveyard. At 8 wins in a Grand Challenge, you're really pulling out this type of craziness? This type of sorcery? As you guys can see, it's no big deal. No matter what insane ladder deck you play against or Grand Challenge game that you find yourself in, you're going to be able to wiggle your way through for a dominant W because this deck has answers for everything. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.